from Plumtree, Ndiweni Community, Ward 21, recently paid a visit to Mazvihwa. In common with Mazvihwa, the Ndiweni community is a semi-arid community which struggles in integrating its ecological and economical life. Both communities receive little and unpredictable rainfall and have to counter the devastating consequences of drought-induced hunger and poverty. The program's manager for the Community Foundation Western Region, an organization which brought the farmers to Mazvihwa, Mr. Moyo, explained the reasons for the Mazvihwa visit and how they have been impressed by Muonde Trust's innovations in semi-arid Mazvihwa.
Our work involves, uplifting the standard of living for the rural communities, the poor communities, and the major problem in the communities where we work is poverty, food insecurity. So what brought us here was to learn about the indigenous innovations that can help our communities improve the food security in their areas. The Ward 21, where these communities are coming from, is very dry, is enriched in, falls under agroecological regime 4 and 5. That means we receive very low rainfall per annum. So we have heard that you guys here decide to, even if we are also receiving the low rainfall, but you are able to harvest enough to sustain your families. So our objective was to come and learn how you guys you are doing your things this side. How are you able to grow your crops and harvest in such dry weather conditions? So I believe the people that we brought from Ndiweni, Plumtree, they learned a lot in terms of how you guys were harvesting water, for the use in the farms or in your fields. I believe when they get back home, they will implement quite a lot of innovations that they witnessed here. I would also learn that it's not about very specialized ideas that come from the academic people that will really uplift the standard of living for the people, but generally the indigenous knowledge system blended with a bit of some theories that you borrow from other areas, it can really improve the standard of living of the people. So I believe what we learned here, we're also going to blend with some of the programs that we are doing mainstream, some of the programs that we learned here, and it is really going to improve, especially the food security part.
One of the Plumtree farmers, Samaria Nkomo, said, in addition to fantastic water harvesting structures, she was impressed by how Mazvihwa women clean and beautify their homesteads. She said she was inspired to go back and lead domestic architecture in her own Ndiweni community in Plumtree.
Asi zvandadzidza kuno kuMuonde ndadzidza zvakawanda stereki. Asi ndaona makichini akanaka akadisplayiwa, akatiwa zvemakaboti zviya zvinopenyerera kudai. Asi kichiro mudzimai kaya kuti ndimai vana maoko vanochira, asi ndazvida zvikuru izvozvo. Zvimwe zvandakadzidza ismartness yepamusha. Musha wakona wakatsvairwa, kwakaitiwa maridges okudzivira mvura kuti isichaparame pamusha. Ndazvida zvikuru izvozvo ende zvatondinakidza. Kana ndobwirira uko kuPlumtree, ndichaenda kunochera makandiwa zvakaoma, kunoachera chaiwo sekwandavona ari. Aivomai muno kuzvishava kamazvi kuti kumazviwa vanoshanda stereki, vanoshanda zvakanaka, ende tichanoshanda nasi tiita saikoku kwataona.
One of Mazvihwa's great women water harvesters, Mrs. K. Hove, took the visitors around her fields, proudly showing them the impact of well laid out water harvesting structures, as well as the impact of growing drought-resistant small grains.
Vanopega vachinda vachidai nangwe mukatarira gwiza muruoni zvapakaita gwiza kungoti tasi nangwe uchifamba munofamba makadai semunokona semunopinda semunodai senyoka saka ndamapegera avanoita makandiwa kuitira kuti asadambuka vane muchini wavanei vanawo munakuzimatemusafambana
umchina wako unotemwa ngapi ma? Ujiwa unotengwa epi mchina unotengwa epi? Audhuri here?
Papo umbodhuri kana kuti vana unenge mchina wacho une matanda so kana
matanda?
Kwa mchina wesimbi here kana kuti unodomona chiti qa. Kana Ani mchini inozviitira yoga. Ivo vane vakangodai sezvizvi. Vanhu kana vakabva kuzvikoro vanoziva imi. Vandoona kuti hai apa rofanira kukona rakadai. Apa ropinda rakadai. Apa ropinda rakadai. Kusvika vanobuda kumapetoko.
Maipisa zvokuti musina chinombobuda vhu racho mukorona kuti rakaoma. Saka patakatochera gandiwa iri rino rokuti anga iri. Takabva tatoona kuti zvakuchinja. Musingati amuti munda macho mugara muri munyoro. Zvokuti amuti green yacho chero chikafu chacho chirimo mungona kuti zvinongoindirana. Asi musina chinobuda zvaitsva zvokutsva zviya.
Here on November 2016 at Mr. Handsome. Now this man has got what I call man-made lakes. I wonder if you have given them names, these lakes. But to me, what I saw in 2016 November compared to what I have seen today on the 13th of April 2018 is far more different from what I saw last year. To me, it's a sign of improvement. You know what? Seeing is believing. In our mother language, we say, meaning to say, if you tell someone that I've seen this and that, he or she cannot believe you unless and until you show him how it is done. My motto is do or die. If I go back, I'm going to do it if I don't die, so that they will come and learn from my place. Because if you tell them, they will say it's a story.
Butlendovo, the project officer from Community Foundation for the Western region of Zimbabwe. We are here in Mazvihwa with a team of 6 people that have come to learn about water harvesting techniques. The participants were taught on how to dig depth level condos, and some of them have already started, so we decided that they should come back and learn so that they can improve where they did not do well initially. We really would like to thank Muonde Trust for hosting us, because we as officers and also the participants have learned a lot, and we hope that we are going to implement what we have learned today. Thank you.
No, if the government itself, is aware of the kind of work that we are doing and how it is really benefiting the communities. If indeed they were aware, this kind of work should really be replicated in other places, especially the rural areas that are arid, that really receive low rainfall, like Mazvihwa area. This kind of work should be spread all over the country, and I'm sure this problem of food insecurity in our communities will really go away. It is such a very useful program that we are doing, and it's not that expensive. I think that's one thing that I would really comment, that the kind of work that we are doing, it just requires a dedication, a commitment from the communities themselves. It doesn't require a lot of resources, specialized, equipment, just, the simple, tools that you have here. You can really, do such a wonderful way that so the work that you guys are implementing is not something that was done overnight, but something that was well researched over a period of time, and you are well knowledgeable about your work. The information is just in your fingertips. I think Mr. Mawere is just so amazing, the way how he does these things. Even, the involvement of everyone in the community, every person that we saw, it looks like, the way how you have, taught them how to do, the dead level contours. Everyone really understands it, and the program itself, the way how you have done it, it's really benefiting, the communities themselves. And I think when they see Muonde, they see probably the savior, because you really, helped them with the kind of to solve the problems that had been there for a long time. So I think you are doing such a splendid work, and we are such a wonderful team.